Hello and welcome to Simplified Medical Biochemistry. This video is a part of the series that gives you various tips and tricks to ace biochemistry MCQs. Let's go through a sample MCQ now. This one is an example of multiple true-false type MCQ which requires figuring out both the right and wrong answers. This is because, according to the instructions, you'll have to fill out the circles for both true and false. You can see the options highlighted in green are the correct answers. Again, this example shows that you'll need to fill out the circles either for true or for false in the OMR sheets provided in case of multiple true-false MCQs. Now let's discuss the properties of lipid through a simple experiment. If 1 teaspoon sugar is added to a glass of water and stirred, it will soon dissolve. On the other hand, if 1 teaspoon cooking oil is added to a glass of water and stirred, it will not dissolve and soon you'll be able to see a layer of oil on the top. This is because the main constituent of sugar is sucrose, a disaccharide made up of two simpler sugars, fructose and glucose, which is hydrophilic in nature. As a result, this dissolves in water. On the other hand, the main constituent of the cooking oil is triglyceride or triacylglycerol, also known as lipid. Lipids are hydrophobic in nature and as a result does not dissolve in water. Now let's go through the theoretical definition and heterogeneity of lipids. Lipids are a heterogeneous group because they consist of many different types of molecules with different structures and functions, and they are organic compounds as they contain carbons. Lipids are also insoluble for being hydrophobic in polar solvents like water, but soluble in organic or fat solvents like benzene, ether, alcohol, chloroform, etc. So, even though lipids have such variety of chemical structures, they have a common property of being hydrophobic in polar solvents. Now let's discuss amphipathic lipids, lipids that have both a hydrophilic or polar end and a hydrophobic or nonpolar end are called amphipathic lipids. A phospholipid molecule has a phosphate group on one end called the head and two fatty acid chains on the other end called the tails. The phospholipid group gives the head a negative charge, making it polar and hydrophilic. The tail are uncharged, nonpolar, and hydrophobic. Since we have discussed some core concepts, let's now go through another sample MCQ. In this sample question, notice the word is. Although all of the options are of dietary lipids, you'll have to choose the single best answer in this case. So the correct answer would be triacylglycerol. Just a reminder from the previous video that in case of MCQs, you have to choose either the correct, best, or appropriate answer. In this case, all of the options are technically correct or appropriate since all of them are dietary lipids. And if someone was to look at the options in a rush without noticing the word is, they might end up choosing another option apart from the best one. But like I mentioned, the single best answer would be triacylglycerol. So always look for keywords in the questions before answering. I wanted to emphasize once more why triacylglycerol is the best answer from this particular section of the book. Please try to retain information by understanding it first, focusing on the basics. In that way, you can prepare for short answered questions, different types of MCQs, as well as Viva all together. Here are some examples of different short answer questions that could potentially be asked from the little information that we have discussed. Finally, I am ending this video with two sample questions as a self-learning task. Please focus on the keywords of the question and answer in the comments if you can identify if these example questions have a single best answer or multiple correct answers. In the comment section, type self-assessment MCQ 1 or 2 and then write your answer. And an additional study tip, Always try to make some practice questions on different topics with your peers or friends in a group and try to share them with each other. That way you can boost your learning and gain confidence in a very short time. And finally, here are the references used for creating the content. You can check them out as additional learning materials. Thank you for listening, and if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and share.